Mashiane Politicallyincorrect. I was thinking the other day, there were people who were criticizing career politicians, and you know I talk a lot about career politicians in this podcast because I deliberately call them career politicians because there are things that they do that their predecessors, like the ones that went to exile and stuff, wouldn't have done because those guys did not have a choice. But the common ones have a choice. And as we are speaking, this graphic that you see here in the beginning, it's talking about what people say about these career politicians. An organization can change. The current leaders, and that's why you hear Jacob Zuma speaking about the ANC of Ramaphosa. Of course, it's debatable whether it is the ANC of Ramaphosa or is the ANC who brought Ramaphosa to the ANC and stuff. That's immaterial for this conversation. But when a political organization assumes the ideology of the new leadership without sticking to its guns, it can alienate certain members, and hence you see them jumping ship and going to other political parties. During the apartheid times, it would happen, but seldom, because it would be just splinter groups like your PAC coming from the ANC, and so there's few like your Azapos. Because now the times have changed, people want to eat. This is why you see all of these comments. Is it fair though? Is it fair to criticize Floyd because he jumped from here to here? Is it fair to criticize Mwanele Manyi because the ideology that he was pursuing there has changed? Even if the ideology has not changed, but it becomes difficult for the individuals inside that party to advance certain things within that party. The person we're going to discuss here is Patricia. Patricia, I call her Raisibe. Patricia Banto from Twitter, and she's seen in negative light by people who support the EFF because of her story of EFF. So those who do not know her story, I'm just gonna pause now and make you listen to her, and then we're gonna come back and then we're gonna unpack it, because what I want to discuss is the comments people said about her when that thing dropped. Okay, let's hear.
They make sure
But
that
it can be, so you do not suspect it's based on your gender.
no, it was not a gender, because now the same gender was the one who was abusing me.
Oh.
My same gender was the one who was suppressing me.
From the branch or from the region?
From the region. My branch was a man. The region was even woman. You know when people, they gang up against you, you understand? Because now there was a lot of things that happened. You know, Julius Malema said by seniority, all the top 5 must be deployed in the municipality. You know, when it was time for deployment, remember, I'm the treasurer. I was the only one who was uncontested. Everybody was contested. But when it came to deployment, are you aware that I was the only one who was not deployed? Everybody was deployed.
So they got jobs.
They all got jobs, and it was only me who didn't get a job.
And then when you ask the process, that was
the criteria, yes. My brother. You know, I asked the deployee, because I heard that he asked ID number of all the 4 leaders. Remember, I'm the 5th one, but he's got the ID of these 4 people beside me. And I heard it from someone. They said, no, you know what? The reason why, Patricia, she thinks she's better, and we're going to deal with her. And I thought it was a joke. But when I heard that now, he collected the ID of the ID copy of
who is all this person?
The Rosina Gomane, they say, I'm telling you about the deployee from the National.
Oh, okay.
You understand? She says she's going to deal with me. Okay, fine. When it was time for deployment,
did she give you a chance to explain the negative things she had from you?
Never.
You
She
were never called to
believe
explain.
it. She believe it. She
You were
believe
never given a chance to
Never.
correct your style of leadership.
Never. She was always against me. Why? Because I was not submitting. You know, the problem with me is that, you know, I when I don't like something, and if I feel like you are disrespecting me, I'm going to let you know. And that is where the problem starts. That this one is not submissive. This thing with me and Rosina Komana started from the branch when they wanted to launch the branch illegally. So she was conniving with the branch leaders and everything, and they thought that because now she's a leader from the national, I'm going to submit. I refused to submit under that woman. I told her nonsense. I told her, you're not going to come from wherever you're coming from. You come and corrupt my branch here. You must, if you're coming here and you are deployed to launch this branch, you must do it legally. You know, we are not going to allow you, or you must maneuver everything and try to launch our branch. It's accurate. You understand? So for the mere fact of that, she started having a problem with me from the branch. Even my ex-chairperson from the branch told me that, you know what, Patricia, the way you are so difficult, the way you were so difficult, we even called the national leader to come and discipline you, and you failed to be submissive. And even her herself, she said, you know what, hey, wale palela Patricia, you are calling us, you think we are going to fight with you, we are going to, you can see what this woman is a problem. So what must you do? You need to submit under her, because that's all they said. Well, I understand. So that was the problem.
So what happened with your, I don't want to call it a grievance, because grievance is it's a formal thing. What happened to you for your cries of pleas to say, I've been deliberately
Sabotaged.
not sabotaged, I've been deliberately jumped off opportunities.
I'm telling you.
And then who did you cry to, and what kind of help came your way?
To be honest with you, my God, thank you very much for asking that question. You know, in the big.
Okay, so Patricia was EFF, and then they alleged that she went to Patriotic Alliance. From Patriotic Alliance, she went to MK, and during her entry into MK, because she is a controversial figure, there are people even inside MK who are very doubty, and they did not fully welcome her, but they were just glad she came. And I'm just going to read the tweet. It's not the tweets, it's the comments from the show that we did with her. I'm just going to do this. Please just allow me. So Patricia is now with Mayibuye, and this is the reason I'm reading this. I'm just going to start with the first one. So the first one says, this one is by Delani Khumalo. I welcome her to MK party, but I think she doesn't have proper politic, and she seems looking for positions. In the MK, I think she won't make it. She doesn't impress me in her political level. So that is Delani Khumalo. All these comments, like I say, they come from the from the channel, our channel, not Twitter. And this is the comments from that video that we did. So another one, this one is Sasa Susan or Sasankobe. Let's just think it's Sasankobe. She doesn't really know what she is motivated by. Positions. This one, let me try to read it again. Please just be patient with me. She doesn't really know that she is motivated by position. She is showing lower character, grievance by her speech. She has condemned herself. It was a wise decision of EFF CIC to ignore her and reply her in the manner she described. As MKP member, we will be watching her closely. Not suitable for leadership. You see, so the reason I'm struggling is it's written in a bad way, but this is what you are seeing on the screen. So that was by Sasankobe. This one is obsessed by Kafame. Soon should be sitting here bad-mouthing MK. Unstable characters, these ones. So this is Jeffrey Magongwe. Yeah, this is Jeffrey Magongwe. So these are the people after watching this podcast. So this podcast was about 10 months ago. So this is last year, what they said about her in MK. She had just joined MK at the time. She will join another party next year. True, she looks like the type who doesn't stay in a relationship. This was just unfortunate comment by ZMSGM. You would see I deliberately skipped all those comments. Some were very vile, some were very unfriendly, but I'm deliberately skipped them because I just want to concentrate on this one. Wenze kahle wahamba ku EFF wena. Siyabonga, you are not the EFF type. All the best kwa MK. I also recommend that party of Mutwening, ACM. It suits you. Well, please consider it after MK. You see, this is Nkosi Phile Dlamini. So Dlamini was already saying when she leaves MK, she must go to ACM ya Mutwening. And this was 10 months ago. They already predicted that she's not going to stay in MK because then she will go to ACM. Mbuyisile Randoni. Lirandoni. This one, she does not go. Okay, this one, she's not going to survive in the MKP. She's too loud but making no noise. By making no sense. Everything is hair. This was Buisile also 10 months ago. She does not fit the MK brand. I would want MK party to tread carefully with this one. She's too loud and self-absorbed. What's a credential, background, education, qualification, skills, public service resume, service delivery record, etc. We didn't get any of that from this interview. Just moaning about not getting recognized for positions. So this is Tiffany Jesus. Tiffany for Jesus. But you know, Tiffany for Jesus, I understand you make sense. But let me tell you, so in this podcast I've learned that when we try to search for this credential that you're talking about, people tend to take offense and they think we are looking down on people, especially if I were to ask you, where did you go to school? Where did you go to your degree? Where did you get this? And then if that person does not have that, people seem to think, because they've done so in this podcast, they seem to think we deliberately want to make that person look uneducated. So we seldom ask such questions. And I hope you understand. Tiffany for Jesus. Raising your problem is okay. Raising your problems is because you always want to see you want to see you as a leader. You won't last in politics, mark my words. So this is Petronella Mahlangu 10 months ago. She said she's not going to last in politics. But let me tell you, she's now a leader at Mayibuye process. I'm not sure about her position, but she is a leader at MKP, at Mayibuye. Now you are from bad to worse. You will end up being far from politics. At MK, you are forever lost. You better go home at Limpopo and work at the farms. Raisibe, you must leave politics. This is not for you. You are going to be very much hurt going forward. You won't even last in MK. Politics is not for you, period. Rather join boxing. So this is Bolans Baloyi. Very mean, if you ask me. Okay, Zolile Nico Gogoro, I'm sorry, I think maybe it's Nicholas. Yeah, no, sorry, it's Zolile Nicholas Bukolo. These people are about positions. Whenever they go, they left the ANC for positions. Now they are leaving the EFF for other positions. And what that does not happen, they leave MK party as well. Watch this space. So Zolile was predicting that she's going to leave. Okay, Shepard Magrodi says sorry, she will leave MK. I don't see a leader. She's loose. Loose, an unfortunate characterization of of who she is, but I'm gonna try to leave it here on this segment.
It was secretary, deputy secretary, ikaba mosadi and treasurer. Treasurer ke lo tsa basadi, ba di fa basadi, a ke re ka re tlhaloganya tsa na di bereki maybe. Yeah, ba re fa tsona. So okay, fine. I told Busisiwe to write to Julius Malema about the unfairness of what happened. You and Busisiwe you were the only one who was not deployed. So please don't tell anybody that I'm the one who told you, but write to Julius Malema. And no, you're not happy about this. Kantifa, it was a trap. This guy already knew that Julius Malema is the kind of person who doesn't want to be challenged in the first place. So now I thought he was helping me. Kanti was not helping me. He was paving ways for whatever that he wants to go and work in the municipality, which is his ex-girlfriend or whoever, current girlfriend or whoever that is having a relationship with. So now, one rata, the advice. You understand? I wrote an email. I wrote to Julius Malema and said, my CIC. I want to know the criteria. You need to be professional when you are speaking with these people. You understand? Who did you create? And you can't just speak like the way I'm speaking to you. Command CIC, good afternoon leadership. I just want to know what the criteria was used for deployment, since the policy of the EFF said all the seniors, when you are the leadership, the top 5, they will be deployed by seniority, but I am not deployed. So I just want to understand what he never responded. I wrote the second one also. I'm getting angry because now people are busy calling me, Patricia, why are you not deployed? Patricia, what is happening? And all those things. And there's been corruption. I've been hearing a lot of things like this woman, she sold the positions with money, other people to be deployed. They bought she was driving a Range Rover. They bought for her 4 tires of Range Rover. You can imagine how much was it? A cow, the whole full cow. Others pay, even someone told me, like, I've paid 7,000 for me to be deployed, but that woman still didn't deploy me. You understand? There was just a lot of corruption happening. So hearing all those things that was happening also made me angry. I said, no, I'm going to expose this woman. You understand? No, I started explaining to Julius Malema, we are with evidence. There's our deployee. Deploy someone not because of she was by merit, but by proximity, because the other lady, she was very close to our regional to our provincial national, our national leadership deployee. They were always sitting in the office together. They were drinking together. Everywhere they go, they were going together. You can see even that woman, our deployee, was sleeping in that woman's house. What do you think? When we were contesting for the councillorship, when you are contesting, you call in the community meeting to come and let them elect their councillor candidate. With that one, they never even called a community meeting. They filled the IEC form inside the office. We don't even know if that woman was elected by the people, she was chosen by the people, or what. Inside the office, they fill the form of that woman to the IEC and submit it, and they come with a board and put it as a councillor candidate of the EFF. I'm telling you, that woman, she get less than 100 votes. But today, the same woman, she's a MPL. She's a member of legislature with less than 100 votes. You understand? So that's how they're operating.
So, in other words, your plea for help was not attended at the highest office.
When I sent the last message to Julius Malema, I nearly had a shock of my life. He said, I would rather die. Imagine, I'm pleading, I'm crying, I'm in pain.
WhatsApp? Yes, you can dish them up. Yes, yes. You want to explain the place for us? Okay,
Thank you, food. So, yes. When I told him, I've been complaining about those corruption that was happening in the region and everything. He said to me, I would rather die than to dine on the same table with the opportunist of the highest order. Oh.
Wait, so that response, was it given in an email?
In an email. I still have it in my phone. He said, I will rather die Oh my God, I felt like I was dying. I felt like it's the end of my world. How can a leader of an organization, someone who's leading, by that time, my branch failed me. My region failed me. My province is failing me.
What makes a good character? Who is a politician to be believed? We have seen Mwanele Manyi from ANC to ATM to EFF to MKP, and people make jokes about him for doing that. Lufuno Gogoro, I mean, with Lufuno, he's just been unfortunate. Lufuno, may his soul rest in peace. One of the things that I regret in this channel is after having spoken to Lufuno many times, I did not manage to get him to come to the studio, and I regret not making a telephone call and insisting, let's just do the podcast on the phone. And when Lufuno passed, I decided that I'm not gonna waste time whenever I need to speak to someone. When they still have time, maybe let's rather have the information on the phone. But being the resident Moy, Lufuno joined many political organizations, many. I think the serialist of the serial political hip hop, it has to be the late Lufuno Gogoro. Let's talk about Patrick Sindani. So Patrick Sindani is a leader. I think he's a national organizer of Mayibuye. So he was, it's not COPE, man, I'm always forgetting. It's a PAC, but it's one of the Africanist Congress parties. So he left there and became a founding member, because it was at the time that they were cooking the EFF, and he joined there. From the EFF, he joined Patriotic Alliance. After the Patriotic Alliance, he went to join MK, and after MK, he's now Mayibuye. So it's a lot of political hip hopping, and the question still remains: is it a bad thing? You ask me. So my answer is simple. It's not a bad thing. I don't even blame them, because for them, we must start considering them as it's their career. By the way, I did not cook this that people also agree with me that if someone goes to a political party and the political party changes, then they have a right to leave, to advance whatever they wanted in another political party. And because it's a political party, it's not a revolutionary party where people would say only the revolution can be advanced from here. Doesn't help. And by the way, because we're talking about Mayibuye is full of people who, and it's unfortunate that Floyd Shivambu took the words of Zuma to say people must collapse their parties and come and join, because this is the only vehicle. That's what he said. He said this is the only vehicle. But he went and abandoned this vehicle. He formed a vehicle of his own. He said he will never leave. So it's a contradiction, and you must not blame people. If those people who love Floyd, even though I agree, Floyd has a right to go and open his own party. And by the way, I went to Mayibuye. So I went here and to go and listen to him. The same things Floyd and the people at EFF were doing in Julius Malema being the central figure, not a bad thing. I have to repeat and I have to point it out. Being a central figure, though everyone, when they come to the state, they acknowledge the presence of the president. It happened in MK. They acknowledged Ubaba. At Mayibuye, they do the same thing. They acknowledge him. So if you ask me, it's not uncommon in protocol, in government protocol, in international relations protocol, you acknowledge the leadership as you go down. But in these instances, it's done politically. And I'm repeating, it's not a bad thing. But Floyd said his is different. This Mayibuye is not about him, and he's not opening for him, and but he's doing the same thing that the other political parties. So he's criticizing EFF and MK for doing certain things, but he's perpetuating them at Mayibuye. I repeat, they have a right to form Mayibuye, and they have a right to consult, because they're doing a national consult, they have a right to consult. And if the powers that be can fund them, there's no way that they are not going to take it. They're going to take it and run. Mashiane Politicallyincorrect, tell me what you feel.